And that is why Nigerian trained doctors are well sought after outside this country. We will continue to maintain that. Having said that, like the guest speaker said, in 2017, the Federal Executive Council approved centralization of housemanship. Before then, it's been a nightmare. Some of these young ones continue to move around aimlessly for 3-4 years. Meanwhile, by the record at council, nobody is supposed to move around. We thank God, with the effort of the former minister and the chairman of this occasion and the co-chairman, because they had to hold a meeting of past chairmen, including late Dr. Akpabio. They had to hold a meeting. How do we solve these problems? Finally, in 2021, it was implemented. And as I'm speaking to you now, we have over 700 spaces available for people to key into. But no space in Abuja. Please note that. No space in Abuja. But all over the country, we have spaces. I would believe that if people go in there, you will discover that a place where you are reluctant in going may become a home to you if you actually get in there. Honorable Minister, sir, we are working tirelessly on our own to ensure we have even distribution of the doctors in this country. Now, coming back to the inductees, you are coming into a regulated profession. Seniority is very important and is very key. Our profession is like a paramilitary. It's like today, if we want to determine the seniority among you people here, we consider the order in which your names were listed in case there is a dispute. So you are coming into a regulated profession, and the moment you come in contact with a patient, you owe that patient that duty of care. Back to the centralized housemanship. Please note, by council policy, you are not members of ARD. But by the Nigerian Constitution, there is freedom of association. Because the 12 months housemanship program is already determined by way of 12 uninterrupted weeks in each of the postings. 12 weeks internal medicine, 12 podiatrics, 12 O&G, and 12 surgery. For dentistry, 12 oral surgery, 12 in child dental health, 12 in restorative dentistry, and 12 preventive and community dentistry. If for whatever reason you decide to resign after spending some months, just get all the salaries you have taken and get it back to CRF. For your information, it's already working. Because the moment you tender a obligation, will remove your file from the archives. You can't get anything done until you pay back. So what this means is, before you take a decision, you have to marshal your points and decide that I'm going to stay there for the next 12 months. Because if for any reason again you get an extension, it is at your own cost, not at the cost of the government. Having said that, there are so many other things that are attached. You are supposed to be accommodated in any of those locations. Then coming to the organs of council, like I said, council, our corporate profession is a regulated profession, and we have our own inherent disciplinary organs, meaning that we have medical and dental practitioners investigating panel. That is the body saddled with the responsibility of carrying out preliminary investigation into alleged professional misconduct. It's an allegation. No doctor is on charge. At the end of the investigation, if you have no case to answer, the matter ends there. If a prima facie case is already established against you, the matter is transmitted to the Medical and Dental Practitioner Disciplinary Tribunal, which has the same status with the High Court, meaning that the judgment emanating from the tribunal can only be challenged at the Court of Appeal. At the extreme of cases, where the panel considered that registered practitioner to constitute danger to public health, you are suspended immediately from practice. A couple of weeks, about 4 doctors were suspended. Unfortunately for them, the law says within 3 months, the trial was concluded. Now, counsel is not essential. They will have to stay until counsel is constituted so that the tribunal can be constituted. Even it depends on counsel at times. Some of these people start jumping from one court to the other. No court can quash that suspension order. The worst that can happen, they will say, go and reinvestigate. This is a regulated profession. The lives of people are involved. Like the great lecturer said, do no harm to anybody. Do no harm to anybody and do no harm to yourself. There are times when you do harm to somebody, you are indirectly doing harm to yourself. Having said that, well, the government has tried and is still trying. We expect that the philanthropists among us should also come, because when you hear about Harvard, Cambridge, Oxford, they don't depend on government appropriations. The philanthropists and everybody come together to assist. In that respect, we expect. Then the issue of JAPA is an issue that is trending. As much as possible, we try to discourage. Because if you decide to leave this country, who will treat your relations, your extended family? Then we are always working in such a way that we need to replicate ourselves, to train people. As we are aging, we are getting out of the system. You people will come and replace us, and we expect you to be better than that we people. Then coming to the Medical and Dental Practitioner Disciplinary Tribunal, at the trial, rules of evidence are usually relaxed. But we expect whoever is appearing before that panel or tribunal to come with our lawyer. At the end of the trial, it's either you are discharged or acquitted, or admonished, or suspended, not more than 6 months. But there's a caveat. If you have a 10-count charges and you are found guilty on 4, depending on the weight attached to all those ones, the tribunal can say you are suspended for 6 months and all the 6 months to run concurrently. But if they feel that those things are so severe, they can say the sentences should run consecutively. Unfortunately for us, we cannot try quacks. And most of the quacks that have been reported to the police, we don't get the feedback. I'm sorry to say that here. At the extreme, the registrar may be directed to remove the name of such erring practitioner from the register. At this point, I need to let the younger ones know and the public that the tribunal is no respecter of the status of any practitioner. A couple of years ago, a professor's name was removed from relevant register. The man is still running from one court to the other and is still meeting brick walls. So that is why we need to let you know that today's induction is a call to service, and that service is service to humanity. If you think that you have been sanctioned here and you can escape to other jurisdiction to practice, it is not possible, because a letter of good standing will be requested from the jurisdiction where you are coming. And letter of good standing is usually a communication between two regulatory bodies. I can tell you wholeheartedly and confidently that every fortnight we get reports about our colleagues outside the country being sanctioned for one thing or the other. It's very unfortunate, but quite a lot of them, when they come back here, thinking they can regularize their registration, we say, go back to that place and restore your name first. When you restore your name, automatically we'll restore you here. That's why we continue to say, our profession is a regulated profession, and we need to stand by it. And again, I need to say something about strike. Strike is recognized in labor law, but there are procedures to be followed. But by our code of medical ethics, when you are going on strike, the patients, the inpatients, you already owe them duty of care. You are not supposed to discharge them. You may not admit new patients. Again, the accident and emergency must be covered by way of duty roster. And I repeat, by way of duty roster. That is, those on strike must be involved. They must actually cover the accident and emergency. It's very, very important. For the house officers, please, again, if ARD calls for strike, please don't join them. If you join them, you meet MDCN. It's not Sanusi, but it is MDCN. It's a policy that has been put on ground here, because that 1 year is very critical to your career. With the kind permission of our elders present here, may I request the inductees to please stand up. Section 12 of MDCN Act is very important here, that if I, as a registrar, is not convinced about your moral status, I can decline to induct you. I can ask you to please walk out, because this profession is a calling, I must confess to you. And some of these things, like the guest lecturer said, people come and, when they come to the hospital, they look at us as if we are semi-God. We are not. It's just that we have been saddled with responsibility of actually taking care of the health of the people. And unfortunately, at times, in doing that, we do it at the expense of our own health, which should not be. So, please, you raise your right hands up. You say after me. Am I clear? I don't want bedroom voice. Please. I don't want bedroom voice. If I say I, doctor, you mention your names after that. Mr. Man, you are not raising your hands. Are you sure you are here? I, doctor, do sincerely and solemnly declare that as a registered medical or dental practitioner of Nigeria, I shall exercise the several parts of my profession to the best of my knowledge and ability for the good, safety, and welfare of all persons committing themselves to my care and attention, and that I will faithfully obey the rules and regulations of Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria and all other laws that are made for the control of medical and dental professions in Nigeria. As a member of medical profession, I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity. The health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me, even after the patient has died. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity and in accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. I will give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and the advancement of healthcare. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I made these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. So help me God. You are welcome to the profession.
Now, I can wholeheartedly say, welcome to this profession. May I encourage you to turn to your neighbor and say, welcome to this profession. Yes, it's indeed a proud moment and a thing of joy and privilege to be called a doctor, to be licensed to practice in Nigeria. Congratulations once again, and please put your hands together for yourselves. May I inform you all that all inductees, that under your chairs, under your seats, there are oath forms. Please endeavor to fill them appropriately and submit before you exit the hall. You'll be amazed how all these add up to what you have in your files. And if any of these is missing, you may not be allowed to practice. I have actually been at the tribunal where a professor of medicine was actually accused of quackery. You know why? He's been practicing his specialty without duly registering this additional qualification with the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. And as far as the council is concerned, he's a general practitioner. So please take note of all these information because you may never get to hear them again. At this point, it's time to affirm the pledge. And may I remind you again that the oath taking, the swearing in, and the affirmation of pledge are solemn events, and so there will be restriction of movements. I know you would all love to take pictures of your loved ones with your personal phones, but this would not be allowed. The official photographers would take shots that would capture every of the inductee and would be shared for you all to access. So let me request and invite to the microphone the man in charge of registration, at the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for the affirmation of pledge and presentation of certificates and licenses to your practitioners, as well as the final bows, please welcome Dr. Henry Okokeye. I always have to call the name specially. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, MC. Honorable Minister, sir, and co-chairman, you will permit me to stand on the already painstakingly established protocol this morning. It is my privilege this morning to take this session, and I will request all inductees to remain standing. What you did before was just a part of the process. At the end of that, your names were captured in chalk, not yet in pencil. They can still be erased. Why we have to go through these processes is to ensure that you understand what we are doing. The registrar speaking said that we have organs, 2 organs of council that will investigate and sanction if need be. So what we are doing by these different stages is to ensure that you understand this process. And it means to me that you agree that if you are found wanting in acts of negligence or malpractice, that you agree to be sanctioned. So it is not late, even at this point. You don't want to be sanctioned in order to continue with the process, you can opt out. Anybody raise up his hand to opt out for this program at this point? Anybody raise up his hands? So you are ready. So what we do in the past is to file letter after the order to put your hands on the book that you believe in, either the Bible or the Quran. But since the advent of COVID, we found another innovation, how to make that process faster and seamless. So you are going to put one hand on your chest and lift one up to God. With that one on your chest, you will touch that book that you believe in your heart, spiritually. I know you are all spirits. And it will say also after me, when I say I, you will say, I, Dr. Enejo Tijani, hereby affirm to the pledge I've just made. Your name will be so loud that your parents and guardians will pick their own out of the crowd. So loud. Are you ready to go? So let's go. I, Dr. hereby affirm to the pledge I've just made. So help me God. Congratulations. That's verse 2. Now, there is an oath form that you were given. You are going to fill it and submit to the ushers. Those forms will put in your file with your other documents. And I pray for you that you will never have any reason to see that form again. The next time you will see it is when you come to face tribunal. They will show you that you gave us permission to try and sanction you. That time the head of PD will be smiling when he's talking to you. So make sure you fill it and submit it. They will take it along with us and put in your file. Your licenses and certificates after the ceremony will be sent to you on the portal. The way you registered for this program, the way you got your induction tickets to come for this program, the same way you will log in there and you'll begin to see your licenses and certificates. MDCN is fully digital now. You'll get it there. So no more give it out as you will do the program. One of the things you said this morning during the pledge was that you will foster the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. And I want to see how truthful you are, how sincere you will be in your career as a doctor. And by that, we have a tradition in this profession of gratitude. So we will take the final bows. There are 3 final bows you will take this morning to demonstrate that you are willing to obey all that you agreed to do this morning. And that bow are 3 in number. The first one will be to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Why are we going to give the Federal Republic of Nigeria a very good bow? 1, because the executive and the legislature, through made the instrument of regulation, the act establishing MDCN, to receive you wherever you train across the globe, everywhere, Ukraine, Russia, China, everywhere you train, Afghanistan and Japan and so, bringing you back to enter the system, give you a process to enter the system to be able to practice medicine in Nigeria. Without that process, you won't be able to find a place here to practice. Assuming you came back and you're like one Bukantorai, one Buka doctor, how will that be integrated to the system? So at the count of 3, we're going to give a very good bow to the Federal Republic of Nigeria for this purpose. And we'll plead with the Honorable Minister for State, for Health and Social Welfare to please stand up and receive the bow on behalf of the President of Nigeria. When you return to the officer, you will gather the bow and send to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and also the National Assembly. So, the bow, if you don't know how to bow, I can call a Yoruba man to show you an example how to bow. Don't just bend and rise that you're bowing. I will cancel it. You understand me? So, at the count of 3, to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I want to see you give them a very good bow. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. You are not bowing, you are standing. You are not bowing. I will cancel it if you don't bow well. Bow, remain bowing. Are they bowing well? Rise, number 1. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. May I please sit. The second bow will be to the teachers of medicine, the teachers of medical profession. I think at this juncture, I will plead with the guest lecturer, former Minister, Professor I.F. Adewale, to rise to receive the bow on behalf of all teachers, since he has taught all of us this morning. He's a Yoruba man, so they understand what it means to bow. Don't do what you were doing before. Why are we giving the teachers of medicine a bow this morning? It is because it takes so much pain to make you understand the art and science of medicine. Medicine is not just a science, but also an art. If I look at some hairstyles and some chests of men this morning, some people would have just been better hairdressers or iron benders. But today, you have been taught the art of palpation, the art of checking for pallor, finger clubbing, and all those gamut of things that you have learned. Sometimes they have to pray for you to understand them. You go out for ward round, they will teach you everything morning to night. The next day you come, they ask you to say that I don't know. We were not taught. They have pains in them, but they continue to make you understand what they're trying to pass across to you. So this morning, you're going to give a very good bow at the count of 3. And the bow will be such that it will make the guest lecturer to be excited and to jump up. Before I can count as 2. At the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. Let's go. You are not bowing well. It's not even smiling. Are they buying well? Are they grateful people? That's number 2. Rise. And now, sir, thank you very much, sir. The last bow and the final bow will be to your parents and guardians. You can face them. Face your parents. Face wherever they are seated. Just face them like that. Why are we bowing to your guardians and your parents? All the lies you told them, they forgave you. Many of you took money to buy cadaver to prepare for this exam. You were buying stool and cousin, embryology, histology. They know you are telling lies, but they forgive you, allow you to go. They have your name in many spiritual places. All the pastors, imams, and co have your name, praying for you to pass the exam. Because you told them, MDCN failed me last time. But now you said you did it MDCN now. You have finished MDCN. It's the prayers. For their financial support, moral support, and so forth and so on. That's why I give them this bar this morning. So, let them understand that truly, you are very grateful. So, at the count of 3, let's give our parents and guardians a very good bow. Number 1, 2, and 3. Let's go. Are they buying? Parents? You are sure? You can see your own child? So, that's number 3. Rise. Remain there. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor and privilege today to introduce to you the newest doctors in the world. Congratulations.
A jolly good fellow, for they a jolly good fellow, for they a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us, and so say all of us, and so say all of us, for they are jolly.
All right. You may please turn around.
For they are jolly good fellow. And so say all of us.
Once again, congratulations to the newest and freshest doctors all over the world. Please put your hands together for yourselves. Come on. You may please be seated. Sometimes you wouldn't know how much of a privilege you have until you get to a place and you're just minding your business. And maybe you're having a hard time and someone just passes by and says, doctor. And the person giving you a tough time says, you be doctor. If I don't talk now, you know, say now we. That's a very beautiful one there. Thank you very much, Dr. Henry Okokenye. Always a pleasure being here with you, and always a pleasure having you lead this induction ceremony and welcoming of new doctors into the profession. There's a slight adjustment to the program of events, and that's one of the privileges of being an MC. You get to decide what is next or not. On your papers, you can't see it. But here with me, I can see that the next person to speak to the microphone is a medical elder here present. She's seen it all. And I tell you, whatever she tells you today, please keep it to your left hand so you don't eat with it. That's if you're not using cutlery. I think you eat with the left hand if you're using fork and knife. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Nihilola Mabogunje, for a brief remark, please. Goodwill message. Please put your hands together for her. Someone requested that we have our order of induction announced so that we know who is who. She looks elegant and delectable as usual. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I stand on the existing protocol and I greet you all, particularly Professor Gio and the minister, so I'll stand on it. I'm a medical doctor. I graduated in ABU, not Ibadan, and I'm very proud to be a doctor. And I'll just give you one instance. I have a son, and I think he was crying. And I think he called me mommy. I didn't hear. He called everything. When he now said, Dr. Lola, I turned. Did you understand? It's so important for me to be a doctor. And I tell you till today, my son does not call me mommy. He calls me doc. We've all come a long way. They've said so much to you. We need to respect the profession. There's nothing out there. I schooled in Leeds, and I'm back. I don't want to be anywhere but this great nation of ours. We all must maintain the integrity, not only in what we say, the way we look, the way we dress as doctors. I'm obsessed with the way doctors dress. I'm one person because I went to a very conservative school where we are not even allowed to wear things with patterns. You will never see me with a paint in my hand. You'll never see lipstick because I need to be able to check palo at any time. So I'll urge you to go to the world and be of good courage. Represent your parents. You're an ambassador for your home, and represent the medical profession very well and conduct yourself in the most appropriate manner. Enjoy your day. Today is my birthday, so I wish you all.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Doctor. Day to you.
Don't ask me how old I am. I'm younger than Professor Isaac Adewale.
Thank you very much. That is Dr. Lalama Bogunje. Well, she's actually much younger, but most of us who are within her circle call her Mama, and she's proud of that. Thank you very much. To welcome you into the dental profession, please welcome the President of the Nigerian Dental Association to officially welcome all dentists in here into the profession. Dr. Tope Adeyemi, please.
The chairman of today's occasion, Professor Giok, the Honorable Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Tunji Alausa, kindly permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I want to, on behalf of the members of the Nigerian Dental Association, welcome all inductees today into the medical and dental profession. I want to start again by congratulating the inductees, by congratulating the inductees, the parents, and the MDCN for being a very good gatekeeper for our profession. It's not been easy, trying to maintain the standards and ensuring that the quality of dental and medical graduates in the country is maintained throughout. The inductees, you have been inducted into a very, very privileged profession. This profession is such a noble profession that you are entrusted with a lot of secrets about your patients, and it's expected that you keep those and use them maximally to the benefit of the patient. We know that there are three main noble professions in the world. The priest, so as a priest, you are supposed to tell the priest what your issues are, so he can pray good prayers for you. And for a lawyer, you're supposed to tell the lawyer if you have committed any crime, so that he can actually defend you properly. And then as a doctor, you're supposed to tell the doctor all your signs and symptoms, so that he can give you the proper medication. So today, you have been inducted to be that doctor who will be entrusted with a lot of, information about the patient. So it's expected that you are able to give the patient, proper treatment, devoid of any personal sentiment. So I want to congratulate you for, being inducted into this profession. One thing that is very pertinent is that most of you have done very well at primary, secondary school levels. And you have this, oh, I'm the best mentality. In medicine, there is no best doctor. What you have is a very good doctor. And I'm glad that the keynote speaker, who has given a very good lecture, has identified that as a doctor, you should know your limits. So once you start treating a patient and you get to the point that you cannot treat again, know that you need to refer immediately. If you refer on time, then you are a very good doctor. If you try to treat everything, your chances of running into problem increases. On behalf of the profession, well, as a profession in dental, we have been working with the government to ensure that this brain drain is actually stemmed. Many dental professionals are leaving the country. Even as at now, the ratio of doctor to patient in Nigeria is 1 to 55,000, which is very low compared to the WHO recommendation of 1 to 7,500. So I'm glad that we have more dentists being produced to actually tackle the oral health challenges of the country. So I congratulate you once again. I want to thank the federal government, ably represented by the Honorable Minister, for all the efforts being made to improve the healthcare of the country. And I also want to kindly implore that, sir, you use your good office to ensure the implementation of the oral health policy. That policy mandates that there will be integration of oral health into the primary health care. And we as an association feel that once that is done, oral health care will be taken to the grassroots, whereby the burden of oral disease of Nigerians will be reduced. And if that is done, that will give renewed hope to the citizens of this country. And of course, employment will be provided for oral health people, manpower, and then the health of Nigerians will be improved, especially in line with your drive for universal oral health care coverage. I want to once again, on behalf of the Nigerian Dental Association, congratulate and welcome you all, the new inductees, to this profession, and I wish you the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and I'm sure the oral health policy will be given the due attention. The guest lecturer advised you as practitioners to love your patients. He also advised you to know your limits. My dear brothers of the Hippocratic calling, especially when you get to the O&G posting, love your patients, know your limits. I will not say more than that. Beware of nosocomial infections, hospital-acquired infections that you consider good for your body. It may actually be dangerous on the long run. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the microphone to welcome all of us into the Nigerian Medical Association. The president of the Nigerian Medical Association, Dr. Uche Roland Ojima, here ably represented by the chairman, NMAFCT, a consultant neurosurgeon of international repute, Dr. Charles Ugwain.
Thank you, MC. The Honorable Minister, sir, we want to appreciate the federal government for providing this enabled environment that we're all enjoying today, and for all the things you've done to support MDCN, and we hope you will continue to do that many more years ahead for the betterment of this country. Now, let me talk to my young colleagues here, the freshest doctors in town. I want to, on behalf of the national president, Dr. Uche Ojima, who is unavoidably absent here today, to welcome you all into the fold. And I want to remind you that as you're joining this fold, you're going to be faced with the initial problems of identity crisis. In the hospitals, when you start your housemanship, some people will call you baby doctors. I'm warning you ahead of time. Some people will tell you you're not part of ARD. Some people will tell you all sorts of things. But I want you to understand that NMA is always there for you. The MDCN has taken some positions for your safety, for your future, to make sure that you have a 12-month program and you finish that 12-month program. It is you are at liberty. As told you, you are at liberty to be part of ARD, but don't allow your membership of ARD to compromise your future. Now, in the course of your early days in housemanship, medical practice, you must understand that NMA expects you to live a very exemplary life. And that means you must work with confidence. But confidence comes with what? Competence. For you to be competent in the discharge of medical responsibilities, you must constantly engage in self-professional development. You must be part of all the academic activities where you discharge your duties. In all that has been said today, you will realize one thing. It's all about the patient, because the patient is the center of medical universe. And you and me, we also have to constantly remind ourselves that we are indeed privileged to be part of that healthcare delivery team that makes a difference as far as patient care is concerned. So, early enough, early in the day in your professional development, you must seize the opportunity to constantly develop yourself. It doesn't matter which discipline you want to pursue, whether it is clinical oriented or non-clinical oriented, but you must aim to be better than you are so that you can be of better service to the society. In doing that, you must learn early in this profession that clerkship, documentation is key. And as we have been told and warned severally, that is what will save you, that is what will save your institution, and that is what will save your country from the ever-increasing litigation in our practice. Once more, I want to thank you on behalf of Nigerian Medical Association and welcome you and wish you the very best of luck and warm regards to your family. Bye.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ogwai, for the reminder and for accepting us, embracing us into the profession. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are gradually coming to the end of the event. The Honorable Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare has been with us, and of course, despite his numerous schedules, has actually prioritized this event. And we're indeed glad to have him with us. Thank you very much, sir. At this point, Your Excellencies, Your Royal Highness, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the microphone for the vote of thanks. We've had a lot of people thanking and thanking and thanking, so he's going to summarize the thanks right now. And to do that is the head of the Department of Professional Discipline, an Assistant Registrar, Dr. Enejo Abdul. Please, a round of applause for him. Trust me, he knows every letter of the Code of Medical Ethics offhand. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. The chairman and the co-chairman, the minister, Honorable Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, I want to crave your indulgence to permit me to stand on the protocol eruditely established by the guest speaker. While doing that, I will also crave your indulgence to recognize the very senior members of the profession who are here. It's not frequent that you have so many of them sitting at the same occasion because there are not so many of them still left. Professor Gyo, welcome, sir. Professor Abu Aziri Hassan, immediate past chairman of the council. Welcome, sir. And the guest speaker, thank you very much for that lecture. I count myself privileged to be here to listen to that lecture. It's a long time I had a lecture that spanned a wide range of knowledge encapsulated into such a short time and delivered in a way that is highly absorbable. Thank you very much, sir. the senator, former governor, former minister, thank you for coming for the event. The royal father, the Mary Borgu, thank you for gracing the occasion with your royalty. First Lady of Katsina State, thank you for coming. The birthday celebrant and Professor Mabogunje, thank you very much for coming. DG NYSC, we appreciate you for coming. Now, I want to say a special thank you to the new doctors for taking interest in the profession, putting in the work that is required. Don't let anybody deceive you. It is very difficult to get to be a doctor. It's very hard work. So thank you for doing that and coming this far. And thank you for accepting to join our profession. For the parents, thank you for making that possible for them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you. On this note, to officially declare this event closed, please permit me to request our chairman of this occasion to kindly do that. Professor Shima Gill, please.
My most respected colleagues on the table here, my beloved doctors and their respectable families, we have had a good time. But I think you are also waiting to go out and jump up and down. I have only one rule: no more than one bottle of beer, no more than 2 glasses of wine, otherwise the occasion is closed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The occasion is closed. But before we stand for the national anthem, okay, please, can we rise for the national anthem? My name is Hamid Adediran, and I have been your host for the events. Thank you very much. May we please remain standing while we usher our guests away from the high table. It's been a privilege being your host for the event. I have the honor and privilege of combining the dual profession, prestigious profession of being a medical doctor and broadcaster, and with the kind permission of the Registrar Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, they call me the Medicaster. Thank you for your time, and do enjoy the rest of the event. Over now to the police band, please.